Hi, I'm Lady Sylena Mangum of the House of Judah, a place where worship to the Lord abides. And I'm your host tonight for the Great Women's and Girls Experience. I'm really, truly excited about this year's experiences for the ladies 16 plus and my girls 11 to 15. We're digging deep into Where's My Sis. Now, welcome to part one, the prelude for the Great Women's and Girls Experience. This year's experience is happening on Friday, May 17th and May 18th. May 17th will be the Great Girls Experience for girls ages 11 to 15. And I'm not alone for this prelude. You know, listen, I'm talking about Where's My Sis? So obviously I have some sis with me. My dear friend, Pastor Jenine Rivers, who's an associate pastor here at the House of Judah. And she's the lead for the Great Girls Experience. Welcome, PJ9.
Hello, everyone. Welcome.
Good. And Apostle Taylor. Yes. She's the senior pastor of JCLI. Yes, ma'am. Welcome, my sis. Here's my sis. Thank you. Throwing kisses. So you already know it's going to be a loving experience, okay?
Yes.
Just so you know. Act like you know if you don't know, all right? And last but definitely not least, Minister Pamela Zimmerman of Daybar Bethlehem Cathedral. Hey, Pam, how are you?
Good evening, ladies. It's wonderful to be here.
It is. And you know, it's good for, I know the scripture says it's good for brethren to dwell together, but we're going to turn it to sisterin tonight.
That's right.
Is that all right?
Yes, it is.
And even before we get started, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules just to be with me tonight, because I know that your hearts are warm and we want to see the girls and the women excel in Christ and find their purpose. And if they're in their purpose, continue to strive in God so that they can be all that He's called them to be. Is that true? Now, you know, when we get together, I can start, I'm a chatterbox. I don't know if you know that yet. So we can talk about so many things, but tonight we're here for a special event, right? So I do want to begin this conversation by asking, when you hear the theme, Where's My Sis? What comes to mind? And I'm going to start with Pastor PJ and then Apostle Taylor and then Minister Zimmerman in that order, please.
Well, Lady Sylena, when I hear the term Where's My Sis, I think of support system. I think of that sis that I can call when I might not be in a great place, and I can call and say, girl, I need your help. So Where's My Sis is my support system. It lets me know that I can call these individuals. That's when I'm having an issue, or even when I'm in my high place. They could bring balance to who I am, so I don't get the big head and think I'm all that, even though I am. I'm just saying, right? But Where's My Sis for me is that support system that I need in order for me to continue to be all God has for me.
That's excellent. Apostle Taylor?
Hello, everyone. When I hear the term, Where's My Sis? I'm thinking about where is she mentally? Where is she psychologically? Where is she emotionally? So automatically I start being concerned about my sister and making sure that she's in a good place, making sure that I'm available more so than ever before to make her laugh, to be that listening ear for her, to be that comfort that she can lean on. When I hear that term, that's what comes to mind for me.
Okay.
Awesomeness. All right, Pam, Minister Pam.
When I hear Where's My Sis, it's a combination of both what PJ Pastor Janine and Apostle Taylor said. It really is for me, Where's My Sis? Looking around for so many years, it was just unheard of. You know, they would always talk about how women didn't support each other, weren't together. You know, we were always enemies. So just to now, we no longer think that way. We no longer feel that way. And just it's an embracing thing now. Where's my sis? Where is she? Is she here? Is she with me mentally? Doesn't have to be right next to me physically. Just, I need you. She needs me. I'm her sister. She's my sister. You're my sister. And we're all here. So we don't really need to look for each other. Where, meaning when I need them, but I know I've got them. So I know I have sisters that I can reach out to.
And what's great about that is because I'm the oldest of two sisters. I have two sisters. Wait, two sisters. Wow. You know what it is? Let me tell you why I had a confusion there, because I have a first cousin who was sort of very close to us, and she became a sister also. But then I have two first cousins who actually attend this ministry with me, and they're like my sisters. Then I have Pastor Jenine, who I've known for almost 100 years. And what? Well,
years.
You didn't expect me to say that number out loud, did you?
No, ma'am.
But these bondings, right? That really sort of, and then my Apostle Taylor, who's one of the first women that I met when we moved to Long Island, to Suffolk County, that was in ministry. So, and then Pamela Zimmerman, who's great friends with someone who I grew up in ministry with. Actually, he's a bishop. It's more than great friends. But all of these dynamic relationships, right? And y'all, please stop me, because you see, I'm trying to give it all away. Don't let me go there. Wheel me back in.
Wheel me back in, lady.
Thank you. But you get it, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a biological sister, because I would do anything for my sisters. And my sisters know that. They know that if they call me, that I'm there. It doesn't matter if I'm the only one. It doesn't matter what time. It doesn't matter what I have to shift around to get to them. I feel like I'm dependable.
Yeah.
You know?
And you know what, Lady Sylena, Where's My Sis is almost like a network of women that you have in your. So where My Sis is not just your biological sister, but Where My Sis is a group of women that you have in your space that you can trust.
Yes, that's true. That's really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good.
Tribe.
And it's so necessary. The support is so necessary, especially in this day and time.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember having to reach out to Lady Sylena. I was in a rough place a couple of years ago, and I reached out to her, and she was right there. My sister, I was able to reach out to her, and she made time for me, and I'm so appreciative of that. And that's the sisterhood. It's so powerful. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, we don't have to talk every day, but when we talk, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
and that's the thing, right? It's a group of women that's like you said, Lady Sylena, you don't have to talk to them every day, but you know that at the drop of a dime, you could pick up the phone and you can call.
That's right.
Where's my sis? And she knows.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. Lord knows I don't have time to talk to anybody every day.
Me neither.
If you that kind of sister, I gotta rethink the relationship. No, I'm just joking.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
And that's why it's so important to make ourselves available. You know, when it is needed.
When it is needed.
When it is necessary. But a lot of times when you're walking around or you're in an atmosphere where your sisters are, whether they're your natural sisters or spiritual sisters, that smile, it almost embraces you physically to the point where whatever might have been going on, it's alleviated at that point, just at the smile of your sister, you know?
Yes.
Y'all know I have the teeth.
And we love that smile, Lady Sylena.
Yes.
They're mine. And I'm gonna hold on to them as long as I can.
I know, that's
right.
You need to make that your next logo. Figure out how to get your sign, your smile around it some kind of way.
All right, Pamela. I see where your gifts are, and I see where they aren't. Okay, Pam. All right, I love you too.
That's very good.
It's good. It's good. Yeah, I told you, but you know what's so easy about this? Because we like one another.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And we give each other the room to be who we are.
Yes.
You know? And it's easy. It makes it flow. It's no competition. I don't want what you have. You don't want what I have. I am good what I have because it's what God has given to me.
Amen.
You know? I'm appreciative.
Yes.
You know? Right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Good.
Appreciative is a good word.
Yes. All right. Let's go to the next one. So we all come from different dynamics of sisterhood. We each come from different dynamics. Now, what does your sisterhood look like? I'd like everyone to answer this question. I'm going to start from the bottom up now. Pastor Taylor, then Pastor Minister Zimmerman, and then I call her PJ9. That stands for Pastor Jenine. Okay, PJ9. Okay.
Well, what my sisterhood looks like is that as I said, I'm learning to be more available. I'm learning to be freer in who I am. So that way, the atmosphere that I'm creating for my sisters is that they can be free in who they are.
That's good.
So for me, and especially for me after the pandemic, when so many precious sisters lost their lives and their loved ones,
Yeah.
I feel that it's imperative that we learn to be as free as we possibly can on a consistent basis, where those that are in our atmosphere know that, you know what, I'm okay just in who I am. I don't have to portray anyone else. And as you just wonderfully stated, Lady Sylena, we don't have to be envious or in competition with someone else's gift. We can admire their gift. We can honor our sister's gift, and we can applaud our sister's gift.
Yes.
But we can also learn to admire and applaud the gifts that we are. So if we all come together in an atmosphere and become free and be who we really are, it's a win-win situation. Everyone is happy.
Yes.
Everyone is comfortable in who they are and able to flow freely. So that's what it brings to mind for me.
When the question when it was posed to me, what does my sisterhood look like, was more of a personal thought for me. When I was born, that sounds ridiculous. I am an only child.
Wow.
And so no sisters, no brothers, and lost my parents at a very young age. So really being alone for having close family, but most of my cousins are much older than I am. Most of my first cousins. So when I joined my church, and that became women, there are certain women, and I can reach back there, about 5 or 6 of them, that became my sisters. Really, truly my sisters. My children know them as aunt, and there's about 5 or 6 of them. There's not a bunch. One of them, she and her husband, if something had happened to my husband and I, this couple we're going to be the legal guardians, not blood relatives, but sisterhood, spiritual, we came through church together. So my sisterhood is very unique for me, because if someone tried to come and tell any of us that that's not your sister, or that if I say that's my sister and they say for real, yes, you try to get me to quantify it. No, that's my sister. Whether we have the same mother or father is irrelevant to our point. That is my sister. You can't tell us anything different. People try to, even our own family members don't understand the relationship sometimes, and it's not for them to understand. So for me, that sisterhood is very, very strong and goes beyond blood. So that's what my sisterhood. That's my sisterhood.
Before you speak, Pastor Jenine.
Yes, ma'am.
Minister Pam, that was so powerful. Thank you for sharing that, because I think that is one of the things that when we talk about the community, when we talk about a tribe, like you have a tribe now, you know what I mean? So even though they're not blood relatives, but you have your own personal tribe. And I think that's so unique and special. And I'm sure that there's other women or younger women that can identify with what you just said. So thank you so much for being so transparent, because I didn't even know that about you. Not that it's anything to be ashamed of, but I guess the topic just never came up.
It never came up. So thank you for the opportunity. It never came up. Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know. Now we all know. Something about Minister Pam. Thank you.
Yes. You're welcome.
So much.
And for me, sisterhood is similar to you, lady. I'm the oldest girl of 2 younger sisters. So sisterhood for me is knowing that I have that bond with my sisters, that we don't talk every day, but my sisters know that when it comes to crunch time, and if something's going on and we need to, all right, let's pool, let's get together and let's get this fixed. Let's get this resolved. Let's work this out. And sisterhood also, to me, is those close women that I have in my life that I consider sisters,
Yes.
that also I can depend on, I can trust
Yes.
with information that we may share, and women that I can glean from. That's what sisterhood is for me, because I know there are select women that I allow into my personal space.
Absolutely.
And when I am selective in allowing these women into my space, it is definitely someone that I consider that is of value to me and can add
Yes.
value to my life. And likewise, they can learn something from me. And
Yes.
that's with my biological sisters and with those women that I consider great friends that I consider sisters. That's what sisterhood is to me.
So let me ask this question. Do you think your sisterhood changes? And anybody can answer that. Does it change?
Well, I think if you have a foundation of what your cishood looks like, as far as what your requirements are,
Hmm.
then your foundation never changes as far as what you consider those people that you would consider cishood, right? But I
Right.
think people can possibly change. You can add people and subtract people that could be cishood, depending on like I said, that value, right? Because if you have given your time and your space and your energy
That's right.
to someone that you considered a cishood, and they come into a spot where they don't appreciate the value of the relationship anymore, then I have to make a decision, right? That no longer are you going to be in this cishood space. And now I keep the value of why I considered you a cis.
Right.
But now I have to say, okay, I have to kind of move you out of that important spot because you're not valuing that cishood.
So what I'm hearing you say is it's good for us to reevaluate the sisterhood.
Absolutely.
That it deserves reevaluation from time to time.
Absolutely.
You agree with that?
I definitely agree with that. I agree with that, lady, because of the simple fact, just as you can reevaluate the sisterhood and that person can grow even closer to you than they were prior to whatever event that might have happened, or you realizing just how much they really do appreciate and love you. And then no matter what season of life you find yourself in, no matter what is transpiring in your personal space, they're right there, and there's someone you can really trust.
Yeah.
I really do agree with that, because there has been over the years, I have one natural sister, and we didn't grow up together. I wound up in foster care, and she was raised by my father's side of grandparents in Alabama. So we never really lived in the same house, was in the same space. So I did not naturally know what a sister really was until I started having a certain amount of close people around me that they stuck it. They know how to stick and stay. They're just always there, always available. And like I said, no matter what season of life I found myself in, they were right there. Of course, during the course of the years, we've grown much closer, much deeper in our heartfelt compassion for one another and what we're willing to do for one another. But on the other side of that, I've had to eliminate a few people. Thanks to Pastor Steve. You mature and you learn, and you then make your decisions as Pastor Jenny just stated. You have to be eliminated.
Yeah.
It's just healthy for both of us to be outside of each other's space.
Yeah.
I understood.
Yeah. There's sometimes, for me, it's very rare that you'll know that you have shifted with me. It's just in my head, based on whatever, the dynamic has shifted, but I still love you. You call me, if it's something is, I won't, show up for every, thing, but if something major happens, I'll still be there. But there's just a shift. And it's just, sounds like
boundaries.
Yes. And it's just
That's
a
what it
shift.
sounds
And
like.
yeah, and it's just a okay, I see. Shift. That's just it. We don't make a declaration about it. There's no need.
That's right.
Not at this point in your life.
That's
You know,
right.
Yes.
there was a time
Yeah.
right?
Oh
There
my
was a
Lord.
time when we all had to let you know.
Yes.
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 But now
Yes.
I
Absolutely.
need to let you know. We
Yes.
wasn't squaring up softly.
Yeah.
I needed to let you know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think that as we mature and as we move on and
Yes.
as we recognize our own value, right? That
Yes.
Yes.
we shift in how we handle things,
Yes.
because you want to follow peace with all men.
See.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Right? And
Mhm.
but we really mean it now.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's not just a scripture that we say anymore.
Right,
We really
right.
mean it now, right?
We
So
really mean it.
it's
Yes.
it's good to come to that level of maturity in our thoughts and in our actions, right? So that
Mhm.
because I think that this group of women that I have with me tonight, we are models. We understand the accountability of the sisterhood, right?
Yes.
We understand the necessity of the
Yes.
sisterhood, right?
Mhm.
We
Absolutely.
understand the practicality of the
Yes.
sisterhood.
Yes.
So when we put all the spirituality of the
Right.
sisterhood, so we
Mhm.
put all those dynamic together, then we have to be fitted, right?
Yes.
We have to be
Yes.
fitted for this process. So I am so
Absolutely.
grateful to be among some women that have gone through some processes.
Processes.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like. It sounds like there's some processes that you've gone through, right? Some processes. I'm just messing
My
with you.
Lord.
That's not a word. But it worked in that dilemma. And
It
that's
works right now.
it works right now, right?
But lady,
Yes.
when I first met you, and I don't know if you remember, we went to breakfast together, and just sitting there with you that particular morning, there was just something in me that rose up and says, you know what? I have to do some reevaluating the people that I allow in my space. Just from
Wow.
sitting with you at breakfast
Wow.
that
Wow.
one
Wow.
morning caused me to rise up and really, really take note of where I want to be in my life,
Wow.
what I want to represent as I walk throughout whatever life challenges may be and just fulfilling space. I really, really want to be someone of value. Just from, and we didn't talk about that when we were eating,
We
but
did.
just sitting with you. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being the woman of God that you are. Thank you for being the sister that you are, because it caused me to wake up. I don't think that prior to that, I really sat with anyone who was walking in their own right.
Wow.
I can't really verbalize it, but because I don't want to start crying, but you really,
Thank you.
you walked in who you are, and you're not the same. You're on several different levels, but just sitting with you, coming from the space where I was coming from, and sitting with you, I said, "Oh no, I really have to do some evaluation." So
Right.
I just want to say thank you.
Wow. You saved it for now to do it. Well, thank you. You could have sent me a Hallmark card.
I still do that.
No, I appreciate it. It's hard
Yeah.
to take. I appreciate the words. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you so much, and I receive your thoughts and your kindness. Thank you. Okay,
Wonderful.
let's go on to question number 3 with that. Thank you. So, how do we transition the wealth of knowledge to the young girls so they can be who God has called them to be? How do we pass on this good stuff that we have? Just some good stuff, not only to the younger girls, but to the younger women, because all of us are, right?
Yeah.
That didn't come through. So all of us are of a certain age, okay, of a certain age, and we have women that are a lot of women, probably more women that are younger than us in our midst and in our environment that are older at this point of our lives. So how do we do that? Like, what are some of the steps that you're prepared to take, or that you have taken, or that you want to see implemented in your own, assignment?
Well, if I could jump in, lady, I believe part of it is time.
Yeah.
You know, for these young ladies and young women, knowing that you're stepping into a future that is sustainable it's invaluable. Having someone take the time to speak into that future is invaluable. And so I think it's taking the time to let these young girls and young ladies know, because we are the generations that are before them. And so we have to let them know by speaking to them and speaking into them, to let them know, one, they have value, two, they are valued, and help them know how to carry this value that they have and be confident in it. And I think we have to just start speaking and using our words of wisdom to these young women and young girls so that they can have these life experiences that, or when they have these life experiences, because life experiences will happen. We done been through some of those life experiences, right? So when they have these life experiences, they know how to stand, hold on, and know that they can continue and appreciate, right, these knowledge, these drops of gold that we're giving them. And lady, I think I shared with you when I was growing up how I had these women that spoke to me. My Sunday school teacher, you know, Janine, make sure you stand tall. Your shoulders need to be square. You know, I remember her teaching me those things as a young girl. And those experiences that I had at that age, I still remember. And I think that that's where it starts, us just taking the time to speak into these women and just let them know what to do. Unfortunately, they don't know, some of them don't know what to do, either by they don't have it at home, or it was misinformation given to them, and so they don't know how to carry themselves and appreciate the gift of who they are. So I think we just have to take the time and just connect and speak with them. And I think that's definitely something that I'm trying to do more with the young ladies that I come in contact with at the church, just to make sure that they know they have value and they are valued.
Yes.
Yeah. For me, I want to jump in. For me, it was it's modeling. Gone are the days of do what I say, not what I do.
That's right.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
means zero to these young people. I mean, I have daughters. It started in my home, you know, modeling, you know, and they had to see. I remember, you know, some of my parents and my grandparents, you know, they would be sent to church, but you know, their parents most of the time didn't go, or even if they did go, when they got home, they saw something. You know, just the whole, when people see, and they don't want to have anything to do with church, the Lord, nothing, because what they saw versus what was being said. You know, mom and dad one way at home, you know, but when they walked through the doors of the church, they were deacon so and so, pastor. But at home, it was hell. You know, modeling. And so lately, I've had there are people that are coming to my church that I used to work with, and now they're coming because of when we worked with them, when I worked with them, just for modeling. And now they're at the church, recently joined because of who I am, even in the marketplace. You know, I've heard people say that, you know, Christians, you know, well, this is work. And that I was like, my name is not Sybil. I cannot be multi-man, you know, one way at work because it's business, and another way, and I get confused who I'm supposed to be here today. Like I said, it's just, you know, so modeling is really, really, really key to these young people. They are watching.
Yes, they are.
They are watching.
Yes,
they don't care what we're saying.
That's right.
They do care, but you know, they do care what we're saying. But we better be backing up what we're saying by our actions.
Yes, ma'am.
That's it has to be the combination of the two.
I have to agree with Lady Zimmerman as well as Pastor Jenny. I really do believe that it's about spending time with them and allowing them to be in your environment and spend time with you. And as was stated, you know, modeling what you know is right, not just speaking it, but literally living it. We just came back from an event out of state this past weekend, and the young women that was with us was like, so this is what you do, because we were all in one home. The place where we went rented a huge Airbnb for all of us because I wanted all of the women to be with me. I wanted those that were coming to see what it looks like to really, really be a lady, to really be women being out in a different space, different from home, and they were just blown away. There's like, so this is what happens. So this is how you handle it. And I want to say this. I'm very conscious of where I am.
Mhm.
Always making sure that when I'm making a decision to go into any environment, that is the proper environment. Because I realize, as was stated, they're watching us.
Mhm.
And so if I make a habit to go in just any atmosphere where any old thing is happening, then that's what they're going to duplicate.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, miracle after miracle happened. I mean, entire single parents we have, and entire prom from head to toe outfit given, shoes, gowns, just because they wanted to be in the space with us. And our young people being free and saying, well, this is what I'm going to wear, and then saying, no, I'm just joking. And different other women being there saying, wait a minute, do you like this? I'm going to my house to pick it up.
Yes.
They saw that being with real true women, real true sisterhood, it brings about where you leave a whole different state with no lack.
Yeah.
Wow.
No lack. And they're young and they're very impressive. They're graduating. They get ready to go to college. My God, and they experience something so amazing because we make sure that they're in the right environment. So definitely spending time with them and modeling, as you said, makes a huge difference.
Excellent. And I'll do a plug for the Great Girls Experience, 11 to 15 years old.
Yes,
and
it is.
Which actually happened because the young ladies, they came to me and they said, well, Lady Sylena, you always have something for the women and Pastor Janine's daughters, and you don't have anything for us. And I was like, ooh, you know what? You're right. You're right. So I think that listening to giving, allowing them to have a voice and listening to
Yes.
them. Don't just
Very
listen
good.
to them, executing. So
Right.
listening, executing, which is what you did, Apostle Taylor, over the weekend. Executing some type of action that connects your words and your modeling to what you're hearing them say and what the need is. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I gotta hurry up because I don't want our time. Ladies, I'm gonna keep thanking you over and over again. I'm super appreciative. Now, what do you expect from the Great Woman's Experience and the Great Girls Experience? Well, Pastor Jenine, you could talk about the Great Girls Experience. We can't talk about that. But what do you expect? Let's start off with you, Pastor Jenine. What do you expect for the girls to receive from the Great Girls Experience?
Well, Lady Sylena, I think it's just so great that you were very strategic in incorporating two keywords: great experience.
Yeah.
And what I want or what I expect is for when these girls step into their space,
Yeah.
they can look and say, wow, this was done for me.
Yes.
That's what I'm expecting. When they come into the space and they see what we did, they will go away feeling like I talk about that value, that they were valued and we thought about what we wanted to for them to experience so that they can take those experiences and move on and know this was for me.
Yes.
And I feel valued. That's what I'm expecting.
All right. Y'all over the age of the 15, you and Apostle Taylor. So you'll be at the Great Women's Experience. So you can speak just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, okay?
Just a little bit.
Speak to that question, if you will. Apostle Taylor, you can go first. Thank you.
Okay. What I have great expectation of elevation.
Ooh.
I mean, there's not a time that whether it's being with someone of the House of Judah or coming to the House of Judah for whatever conference or service or meetings, I have a great expectancy of elevation. Just blown away. Never the same. So I can't even put a period on it. It's broad. It's broad.
Yeah.
It is.
Yes, it is. I I don't I don't even know what to expect because every time I'm in the house of Judah, and anytime I'm there for any event, for anything, it exceeds my expectations. You just when you think it can't get any better, it gets gooder and gooder.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm excited about it and just expecting to be blown away because I always am. But this time also coming to give, not
No,
just to receive.
that's right.
Yes, not just to receive. You know, Pastor Pastor Lady Sylena, you made sure that those of us that are here are not just on the receiving end this time,
Yes.
but and I'm honored to be included in that. I'm absolutely honored because I see how you do things. And
Yes.
so to be included in that is an honor. So I'm ready. I'm expecting that the Lord would just pour into us here, that we would then be able to share and give, not just receive. So I'm excited about that.
Listen, that's why you're here, because I know that you have a level of influence, right?
Mhm.
And this isn't about the house of Judah doing something, so that we can be outstanding. This is about kingdom.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is about us coming together and showing collaboration. We're all
Yes.
three different churches, not Pastor Janine. We're from the same church, but we're from there's three different ministries that are represented on this call.
Yes.
And actually, I'll speak to this. Mrs. Coverdale from the First Baptist Church of Riverhead, she will be opening on Friday night with a prayer over the service and over the women. And if you've never been in her presence,
Yes.
oh my goodness, she is such an astute woman.
Yes.
She's such a caring woman. She's such a giving woman. And I just want to be around her.
Yes.
So she has agreed to open us up in prayer and to stay for Friday night. She has another engagement on Saturday. But just the fact that she said yes, because as you know, if Lady Judith McKinley was here, she would definitely be doing it as well. But she's all the way somewhere else. I'm not going to say where she is. She's in Virginia. Is it Virginia? It is Virginia. Yeah, she's in Virginia. But if she was
She's in Virginia.
yeah, if she was in New York, definitely, because that is the model who I grew up under and who I look to in terms of direction if there's a question that I need answered. So we are really putting everything that we have for this year into 2024, because 2025, we got to have some more, right? So for 2024, we're really working diligently. We have a team, the decor team, a share team that's working with the food, so many volunteers. I can't even begin to speak as to how many hands are involved. You see me in the front, but there's a whole nother push behind me, ensuring that things are going to administration, just making sure that things are going to be excellent. Because you know what I believe, and this is what I know. Everything that the kingdom of God represents and puts their hands to should be done in a hierarchy.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
People should come and say, "Wow, that's a church." Wait,
Yes.
that's the talk that I want to see.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I can't believe that church did. Yeah, that's the talk. So
Yes.
we are really working double time to bring people back in that still hasn't come back in from COVID. But this is what I want to end with. I want to make sure you can be a sis, like you said, Minister Pam. You can meet a sis. We're all going to do that, and also invite a sis. Now I know that you've enjoyed this conversation. I know you did, and you don't want to miss this event. It's going to be, listen, it is going to be epic, as my husband would say. The Great Women's and Girls Experience, May 17th and 18th at the House of Judah. Sign up on THOJ's mobile app or text the words TGWE to 833-455-0701. Again, to my esteemed panel, thank you so much. I love you. Hugs. If I had some emojis, I'd throw them up on the screen. But there's hearts, there's hugs, there's teeth, there's all of it. Thank you. I appreciate you so very,
Thank you.
much. And I look forward to seeing you, and especially you. Good night.